Okay, so this video, like I said in my last video, I was gonna make a video about how to get business financing. Okay, this is only from my experience. If you watch my last video on how to make money fast, the easiest business to start, then you can see what business I received my financing from. Okay, it's basically the cleaning business. If you want to know all about that and stuff like that, then you go check out that video, the one before this. Okay, and I promised that I would make a video on how to get business financing. I jotted down some notes, so if it looked like I'm reading off the paper, I am. Okay, because I just want to get this information out there and out the way and stuff like that. So I don't know what field you in. A lot of people online is into like entertainment businesses and stuff like that, rapping, music, acting and stuff like that. But if that stuff failed you, or that money is not coming fast enough and stuff like that, that's what made me go ahead and work create my business, my cleaning business and stuff like that. And I just went ahead and I was more concentrated on that. But now these rap niggas is rich. You understand what I'm saying? So maybe I should have stuck to that. But anywho, how I got business financing. Okay, so I'm gonna title it "How to Get Business Financing," but I'm actually talking about me and how I got it. I got my financing, business financing, through the Small Business Administration. It's called the SBA. It's the Small Business Administration. Okay, it's not easy. It's a lot of paperwork. But if you one of them people that can do the paperwork and gather your paperwork and keep all your paperwork together, get your do your typing and have all the documents. When you go to your local SBA office, you could Google that and look that up and stuff like that. When you go there and you meet with the person over there, they're gonna tell you everything that you need. How you have to write a business plan and, get your credit report, your FICO score, and all of that stuff like that. So I'm going to go through everything a little bit slower or whatever, so that y'all can understand a little bit better. And I want y'all to know that some things that people don't believe is real, it's real. You know what I'm saying? You just have to be patient, do the work, do the paperwork, and do everything that's asked of you. And it's true, because a lot of people told me, oh, they're not going to give you no loan, they're not going to give you no business loan and all of that stuff like that. And I put my business plan together and everything after working, knocking down so many cleaning jobs, contracts and stuff like that. I filed my taxes each year and everything like that. So I had documentation just showing that I had experience, and I had filed my paperwork with I filed business tax. You know what I'm saying? And I had a business bank account and stuff like that, where I was putting the checks that the general contractors was giving me, I was putting them into the bank and stuff like that. So all of that shows that you have experience, you've been doing business, you've been earning revenue and stuff like that. And if you got like 3 years of that, and I'm not sure about the bankruptcy. That's the only thing, if you had filed bankruptcy. But don't take me on my word on that. If you file bankruptcy, they may not want to provide a loan. That's one of the things that they ask a lot, or whatever the situation is. But I guess if so many years has passed pass by, or if you earning a lot of income, a lot of revenue from your business and stuff like that, it might not be much of a concern or whatever the situation is. But I think bankruptcy is one of the things of negative, or a criminal felonies background. But still, go to your local SBA office and find out. Be straight up front, be truthful. You know what I'm saying? Tell them the truth about everything about your background, your situation. Is it possible? Because there's so much paperwork and stuff like that, and so much things you have to do, and you have to invest in doing your taxes, invest in putting your business plan and all of that stuff together. You don't want to be doing all of that stuff, and you come to find out, I have filed bankruptcy, so they don't accept me, or or this, that, or the other, or I got a criminal background and they don't take that, or whatever the situation is. So, go there with a list of questions and stuff like that. Just don't go there blank and stuff like that. Take your pen and pad and stuff like that, and make a list of questions for them and stuff like that, because the SBA is a guarantee. They're a guarantee office. Of the bank is the one that's going to give you the loan, but when the SBA backs you up, guarantees the loan, they might guarantee 80%. So if your business failed, they're going to pay 80% to the bank, and that's why the bank was more willing to give you the loan, because you got the backup, you got the guarantee backup from the SBA, because you provided paperwork and business plans to the SBA, and they feel like your business, with your experience, you may have some success. Okay, and so then they usually have some banks that they work with, or some credit unions that they work with, or whatever the situation is, and they got some friends, you know what I'm saying, in the banks and stuff, and they call them up and stuff. Most of these banks, they need to provide loans to small businesses and stuff like that, because they just can't be loaning money to big businesses and stuff like that. So they gotta have some small businesses that they are loaning, providing some financing for and stuff like that. So don't think that they don't want to give me no money. Yeah, they need you too. They need to have a percentage of small businesses that they financing, okay? That they giving loans to too, okay? So I'm going to get started. I might be repeating myself. Y'all know I'm long-winded if you watched any of my other videos, but I'm trying to be informative and stuff like that. And if it happens for me and stuff like that, it could happen for anybody. One thing that I do is I keep my background clean. That's one thing, because you might have a low credit score or whatever the situation is, but that don't cancel you out from getting SBA guaranteed backed up your business loan. Okay, so a low credit score, I think you could have like 600 or something like that, or 620 or something like that credit score, whatever the situation is. And if you don't have that, if you down in the 500s or whatever the situation is, then you got a little stuff to clear up. But do your paperwork anyway, because your paperwork is going to take you a little while. It took me a while, because I had to come to terms with, oh man, I got to write a business plan. I wanted to get around it, but no, you have to write a business plan. A business that doesn't have a plan and doesn't plan, plans to fail. That's the saying on that, okay? So you have to put a business plan together, and your financial statement and your financial projections and stuff like that is what they calculate, as far as, whether they think you're going to be successful or not, okay? So we almost like 10 minutes in, and I just was speaking from the top of my head, but I got a list of things that I want to say. I have it jotted down on a piece of paper and stuff like that, so that I don't leave out anything, okay? But if you want to know how to put together a business plan, the SBA have their own business plan guideline. So before you just write a business plan from a sample from Google or something like that, make sure you go to the SBA office, get their requirements, their business plan outline and stuff like that. Talk to the people. They'll break down everything. If you get a good person, they'll break down everything that you need to be, get to successfully get this guarantee this SBA loan. Okay, if you don't have a good person that's detailing everything to you, you watch this video, listen to everything that I'm saying, take notes and stuff like that, and go in there and ask, and ask them, have a list of your own questions, because if they don't provide the questions and stuff like that, at least you have a list of your own questions already. You want to go home fulfilled with everything that you have to do and start completing your paperwork tasks and stuff like that to get what you need, because it's a lot of paperwork. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. The first thing you're gonna need is your business. Okay, so you could do you could file a business certificate, doing business as. You could do a corporation. You could do the LLC, however you plan on, however you structured your business, okay? So if you already have years in your business, you already got that going. This is for somebody that is just starting out or whatever the situation is, okay? So now you got your business, whatever kind of business that you're in. You provided your services and stuff like that. You provided your service for so many years. Each year that you provide a service, you need to file your business taxes. Okay, not your regular personal taxes. To show that you're in business, you need to file your business taxes. You need to open a business bank account. So it shows that you've been having a business bank account for 2-3 years. You got 2-3 years of business taxes and stuff like that completed. That's a good start, okay? And from there, once you have that, because I had about 7 or 8 years or whatever the situation is, but all they needed was the last 3 business taxes. I had to show them and stuff like that, and bank statements and stuff like that, and my business certificate. I was doing business as Dust Busters, doing my cleaning service. Okay, so you're earning your revenue when you provide a service and you get paid. That's you earning revenue and stuff like that. Okay, so that's saying that you're in business. Okay, and then you file your taxes. So that means you're paying your taxes, a business plan, filing your taxes with the IRS. And then after about 3 years in business, it shows experience, because they don't want to really loan to somebody that, you ain't got no experience, you still a startup business or whatever the situation is, but, because you might be trying to expand. You've been working from home. You want to open up a location, a storefront or something like that, so you want to expand out. So you're still like a fresh business or whatever the situation is, but you need to show like some experience, I don't know if they do 1 year or whatever, you could get a little loan or whatever, but 3 years you could probably get a decent amount, a decent loan, okay? So you're showing your experience. And then I have here, when you file your business taxes each year, save all your paperwork in a file cabinet. Be organized with all your paperwork. Just don't throw this here, push this here, and throw that here. When it come down to your business and stuff like that, if you got to go get file folders in a little file cabinet or a big file cabinet, whatever you work with, have one drawer just for your, your business papers and stuff like that. And have everything labeled and where you can find it, where you can find your business taxes and stuff like that. And, make sure you have a copy, you know what I'm saying? So if something happened to that one original copy, you have another copy or whatever the situation is, because you're going to need, your tax paperwork or whatever to show them. So each year, save all your paperwork in the file cabinet, because you will need them to show business operation each year. Okay? And then what I have here, you will also need a business plan. We spoke about that already. You can Google business plan, whatever your business, if your business is a cleaning business, or if your business is, music business, or whatever, you Google that, and then a sample business plan should come up. You don't want to copy that business plan. You want to go to the Small Business Administration and get the way they want it done. They have their own special business plan guideline of how they want you to do it. So you need to go there and get that. It's a package, okay? Okay, so you need a business plan. You could Google for whatever type of business you're doing and get a sample one. But your business is unique, and you should show how you're going to beat the competition. So in your business plan, there's several, like the marketing, the competition, there's several titles that you have to write underneath and stuff like that to show how your business operation and all of that stuff like that. But your competition, when you get to your competition, equal competitors out there, you have to show how you're going to do something unique or different, even if it's like working hard or working holidays, or giving discounts, or whatever your technique is, or something in the service that you're going to do that's going to be that you found that's going to be better than your competition and stuff like that. You should show that. You should put that in your business plan. It's like a plan of operation, you know what I'm saying? So this is your business plan. It's your plan to success for a successful business, okay? So you have to, take your time. Yours is unique to anybody else's. Each sentence, each word that you write is unique to you, okay? So you need to contact your local SBA office. SBA stands for Small Business Administration. And yeah, that's where I got my loan from. They had like a woman's 7J or something like that, so they got special ones for women. They got, special departments for, different things and stuff like that. They'll guide you which way you should go. Okay. So you contact your Small Business Administration. Sometimes they in like the colleges or something, like a college, and they have an office inside the colleges or whatever the situation is. That's where they usually be. You make an appointment to you make an appointment to speak to somebody, right? About getting a guaranteed small business loan. That's what it is. The SBA guarantees the loan. The bank, actually, the same bank that you go straight to apply for a loan, and you go by yourself and you apply for the loan, and they keep turning you down, and you keep filling out applications online, and they keep turning you down and turning you down. The reason why they would give you a loan coming through the SBA, because the SBA guarantees a certain percentage. Mine was guaranteed 80%, just in case you fail, okay? So you tell them you want a guaranteed small business loan, and you want to know how you're going to apply. You want to make an appointment to come in and sit down with somebody and get all the details and everything that you're going to need. and that person will provide you with everything that you need, okay? If they don't, like I said, jot down from this video or what I'm saying. I'm long-winded and stuff, which is good, so you could get a lot of details and information of questions you might want to ask, okay? And so that you can be thorough and stuff, so you don't have to, I guess you could call back, or you don't have to be making a second appointment unless, I wouldn't go back in there until, like, from my first meeting, when I came back, maybe my business plan was done and I let them look it over. I come back, here's all my taxes papers or whatever the situation. As I complete a certain amount of paperwork, I show them, they say that's good and stuff like that. And then I go and, be checking off everything that I've done, and then I have a few things left, left to do. You understand what I'm saying? That's how I worked with them and stuff like that. So I did come into their office a few times before I was complete, before I actually got the loan, okay? So it may take some months and stuff like that. It may take 2 or 3 months or something like that. It's according. If you doing good business and making good money and your money is already coming in real good, it might not take that long, okay? Okay, so so the person will provide you with everything that you need, and then their business plan layout, FICO score, your credit report. Those are some of the things that they're gonna tell you that you need your business plan, your credit report. What is your FICO score, whatever the situation is, your business taxes. There's a lot of paperwork that you will have to run around and get done. Your credit score don't have to be perfect. That's some of the notes that I jotted down and stuff like that. So I'm actually reading from some of the notes and stuff like that off the paper, so I don't forget to tell you anything, okay? Now, the financial statement, which is part of your business plan, the financial statement, you could get a CPA, a certified public accountant, to do that stuff for you. Somebody that's certified, and you're gonna have to pay him some money. But you may need help with the financial statement, okay? So when you put your together your financial statement, it needs to show an increase in earnings every year. So that means, you increasing every year, you're doing good, your business is improving, okay? So when you do your financial projections for 5 years, like for the future 5 years, and you trying to project to them, this is not something that already happened. This is what you telling them that you think that you can accomplish. In year 1, I made 100,000. In year 2, I made 200,000. In year 3, I'm gonna make 300,000. Year 4, not quite even numbers like that, but you get my drift. You have to show in your financial projections that your business is gonna increase in revenue each year. So that's something that you may need an accountant or a certified public accountant. I use a certified public accountant or a CPA, not just anybody that said they know how to do taxes and they'll do it for me. No, you want a certified get a certified public accountant and pay them, okay? And then let me see. So every year it's showing increase every year. Okay. And then the next thing that's in your business plan is you basically go shopping for everything that you need. Like, okay, a storefront is going to cost me how much a month? times 6 months or 12 months, however many you want them to cover you for until you think your business is going to turn around. You're going to need the awning. You're going to need office furniture. You're going to need office equipment, computers, or whatever the situation is. You might need might need funds for working capital, money that's just sitting in the bank that's covering, expenses. You might need equipment. Like with me, I needed buffing machines and, things, big machines and stuff like that to clean up with, carpet cleaning machines and a vehicle or something like that. You might need a truck or whatever the situation is, whatever you need for your business, or supplies. Or your business, you might be working from home and you want to expand your business. You know what I'm saying? Because, business to business, a lot of people want to deal with somebody else who's set up, professionally or whatever the situation is, But a lot of businesses, there's good from home too, or whatever the situation is. But, sometimes your traffic, you want to have your traffic in a business commercial space instead of in your house sometimes, or whatever the situation is, when you start earning more money and you want to deal with workers and stuff like that, in a commercial space other than, coming to your house for payroll or whatever the situation is. So your reason for the business loan might be to expand, okay? Okay, so we got that out the way. Breaking down what you need. What do you need? What are you asking? What is this money for? And working capital will be cash in your bank. Would be straight cash. So this is a good tip I'm giving you. Pay attention right now, because if you say, I'm gonna spend $10,000 or $5,000 repairing the shop, then they may want you to go get a quote from like a Home Depot. If you say you're going to buy computers or whatever the situation is, they might want you to go to Staples or to an Apple store, for office supplies or whatever the situation is. And when they're getting ready to distribute the money, it's kind of like they have vouchers for Home Depot, Staples, and every place where you went and got a quote from, or where you or the vehicle or whatever situation is. So the only thing that's straight cash would be the working capital. So make sure that you figure everything out correctly. Even the awning, I had to give them the name of the business that I was going to get the awning from, who was going to do my awning, and how much he was charging me, and they provided the check to that business and stuff like that. So if you want your business to have some cash and some working capital and stuff like that, make sure you put a good amount in there for working capital. That's important, very important point, okay? I'm doing you a favor. That's a good one, a good point right there, okay? Working capital is very important, but they probably won't give you all working capital, but maybe 50% of it. If you're asking for $100,000, you may want $50,000 in working capital, the other $50,000 in the equipment and stuff that you're gonna get. Okay, so make sure you have some cash capital. Okay, so you might need a vehicle. So the business plan, and everything that you research about your business, about the equipment that you're going to need, the working capital, and the time it's going to take you to turn around your business and stuff like that. Say like it's going to take you a year to turn around your business, so you might be paying for your storefront might be $2,500, so you need 2,500 times 12 just for the storefront. Then you need the awning, you need the furniture, might need to fix it up the way you want it to be fixed up with sheetrock or whatever. Get a contractor to come in there and help you. You might have to put flooring down. Then you might need a vehicle, you might need a truck or a SUV or whatever the situation is. So make sure you detail everything that you need for your business to be successful. And make sure your business plan is to the T, because that business plan is not only just so that you could go over there and get a loan. Your business plan is supposed to be your guide to your success for your business. So a business that don't plan to fail. Okay, so you got your business plan, you got everything written up, what you're going to be doing, the operations and everything, how you going to beat the competition, and your financial projections and all of that stuff like that, and your guide to success. Okay, so that's really all I have right now. So we are half an hour in or whatever the situation is. So I wasn't that long-winded and stuff like that, but yeah, so I hope that's some good information or whatever the situation is for you. You can go look for Google the SBA. They have a whole website or whatever the situation is. If this is the first time you're hearing about SBA or whatever the situation is, hearing it from me or whatever the situation is, or if I'm making you a believer or whatever the situation is, and you heard about it before but you just didn't believe that you would get one or whatever, if I'm making you a believer or whatever the situation is, before you leave your house, you could, everything is on the internet. Everybody got websites. They got websites and everything like that, and getting certified as a small business, minority business, a woman-owned business. They got business certifications, and they also have SAM.gov if you want to contract with the federal government and stuff like that. So you could get contracts and stuff like that, but you have to, there's quite a long process. It's not too bad or whatever the situation is, but SAM.gov, and register your business with that site and stuff like that, so you could try to get you some federal contracting if you want to sell to the federal government. Other than that, you get out here and do your hustle or whatever the situation is, and you hustle, and people didn't believe I was going to get my loan and stuff like that. But then what it came down to is that my experience, I kept running around and doing these jobs and cleaning up these jobs and running around and months turned into years. You understand what I'm saying? Then I was filing my taxes at the end of the year and stuff like that. I wouldn't owe nothing back at the beginning. I wasn't making really that much or whatever the situation is. So don't be scared that you're gonna owe anything or whatever the situation is. You just gotta file them, okay? And it turned out that I had what it took to qualify. That experience, that hustle that I was doing. Which it probably seemed like nothing to other people, whatever the situation is, but I was hustling, I was satisfying and completing jobs. I got letters of recommendation from the contractors. I got letters from the contractors that they was gonna use me for future work. I belong to a construction organization that I used to also work under to get to work with to get contracts, and they also gave me a letter of recommendation and stuff like that. And if you could have collateral, or if you don't have collateral, your life insurance, you pull out life insurance policy, they use that as collateral or whatever the situation is. You have to have a certain amount of insurance or whatever the situation is, but that's getting a little bit deep. You know what I'm saying? So you get your business plan, you go meet with them, and see if you qualify or whatever the situation is. If your FICO score is good enough or whatever, if your background or whatever the situation is, did you ever file bankruptcy, and see that part first. Once you get past that part and stuff like that, then you know, if your credit score is a little bit under or whatever the situation is, and then you just look into how, repairing that or whatever the situation is, or, consolidating debts or whatever you have to do. I didn't do that or whatever the situation is. So, yeah, so that's it. I'm pretty long-winded. You could check out my last video. The last video was the easiest business to start. I had explained about how I got out there and started my cleaning business. How I made money fast. You know what I'm saying? When push came to shove, how I got out there and ran around and hustled. And yeah, I was getting those. No, we already got our cleaning people or whatever the situation. I just keep moving on to the next contract, to the next, or whatever the situation is, until I got, and then I went in there and, the first thing I said is I got to do a good job and complete the whole job, so they won't have no issues with me about paying me. And once they paid me, and, I could pay my workers or whatever the situation is, and I would let my workers know, y'all have to do a thorough job, else we're not going to get paid. Because if you don't do a good job, they got a punch list. You have to complete this, go back and complete this don't look good, the windows is foggy here, do the windows over, this, that, or that, and they make a punch list, and you have to go back. So you might as well try to do it perfect the first time. And if you do have a punch list, it'll be small. You know what I'm saying? So don't do a sloppy job and stuff like that, and then you have to go wet the whole project all over again. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure you do a good job or whatever the situation is. So when it's time to get paid and you send that invoice, you ain't got to be arguing. Because if you look like you arguing and you cursing them out and stuff like that, they're not going to never want to use you no more. So you want to stay professional. Professionalism is the main thing. Okay, so I think this video is long enough. SBA is real. Small Business Administration. Look them up. They probably got some videos on YouTube. Google them or whatever the situation is. But go and find where your local office is at. It's probably inside of one of the colleges or whatever the situation is. That's where in New York, I'm in the Bronx, that's where we have one, I think, in Lehman College. It's close to me or whatever the situation is. So most likely they're in a college or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't need any business financing or whatever the situation is, you still could have make your business plan, and your business plan could lead you to success. And you might not even, if you make such a good business plan, you might not even need a loan. So your technique and putting your business plan together and your financial statements and stuff like that together, if you put that all together good, you might not even need to borrow. Okay, but it's always good to know that if something came up, a big job came up, and you need to employ a lot of people, you needed so much equipment, something came up, you want to have them finances there. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm on that note, I'm gonna be out. Okay, so good luck to anybody that's trying to do their own business and stuff like that, because you probably have family members that they go to work every day, and at the end of the week or every 2 weeks, and they get their paycheck. You understand what I'm saying? And you're doing your own business. You have to wait for contractors to you have to wait that 30 days business to business and all of that stuff like that. So on you, it's harder because you have to find your own jobs. You have to make your own work through your own hustle. Okay, so my business is Best Buy Homes Realty. I'm a real estate broker. I also do property management, So I'm licensed in New York State, in the state of New York. Okay, so if you need my services, that's who I am. Look me up, Best Buy Homes Realty. Okay, see you.